Do you sometimes feel like you don't have enough time, money, or chances? What if I told you that the real fight is inside your head, not outside? The great ninja Miyamoto Musashi knew that thinking about lack makes you weak and limits your potential. I will show you in this video how to stop thinking about lack and start embracing the plenty that is already there. Step 1. Start a more than enough list each day. Taking note of the wealth in your life is one of the easiest and most powerful ways to stop thinking about lack. Write down a more than enough list every day for a short time. Anything that tells you that life gives you things like food, friends, skills, chances, even the air you breathe. Musashi did not have any nice things in his life. He traveled by himself, practiced hard, and fought many duels. He never whined, though, or thought about what he didn't have. He saw every second, skill, and breath as a chance to get better. Being aware of enough helped him stay calm, focused, and clear in fight. Making a daily more than enough list changes the way you think so that you notice what you have instead of what you don't have. Try small things like a warm cup of tea, a friend who cares, or being able to breathe deeply. Then think about bigger things, like your skills, your adventures, or the chance you have today to learn something new. By constantly writing this list, your mind starts to think about what you have instead of what you don't have. You stop thinking about lack when you tell yourself that life gives you what you need. You don't have to wait for resources or chances to come out of nowhere. You know you have more than enough to start acting. Musashi shows us that how we see things is very important. Like in duels, winning starts in the mind. When you start each day by realizing how much you have, you set yourself up for creativity, kindness, and bravery. The more than enough plan is the first thing you need to do to get out of the prison of lack. Step 2. Celebrate someone else's win as proof abundance exists. Comparison and envy are great ways to feed scarcity thought. The shortage mind tells you, there's less for me now, when someone else does well. To break free, you have to make a conscious change. Enjoy other people's wins as proof that life is full. Musashi had to deal with a lot of tough opponents. He didn't fear or dislike their skill. Instead, he studied it. In his thoughts, he praised their good points and used their wins to help him make his own better. He was never led by envy. Instead, he was led by interest, respect, and learning. When you truly enjoy someone else's success, you tell your brain that life is not a zero-sum game. One can find plenty of chances. There are plenty for everyone. Your view changes from one of fear and competition to one of acceptance and growth because of this act. Start small. Tell someone online how talented they are, congratulate a coworker on a rise, or cheer for a friend's success. Pay attention to how this act of kindness changes the way you think. You feel less afraid of lack when you realize that someone else's gain is not your loss and is actually a sign that plenty is possible. This habit makes you stronger over time against worry, envy, and comparison. Instead of always worrying about what you don't have, you start to look for ways to make, share, and grow. Musashi's life shows that to be a master, you need to focus on your own growth and not worry too much about other people's success. Enjoy what you have, and your mind will follow. Step 3. Swap "I have to" for "I get to." Language changes how we see things. I have to work, I have to train, I have to solve this problem makes people who think in terms of scarcity feel stuck. Changing "I have to" "I get to" is all it takes to turn duty into chance. Musashi planned his day ahead of time. There was no sadness in his training or dueling. Instead, he saw them as chances to get better at what he did and think more clearly. He would have said, every threat is a present, and every practice a step towards mastery. You change how you think about something by saying, "I get to." Tasks, obstacles, and chores become chances to learn, help, and grow. You don't fight life. Instead, you fully participate in it. This way of thinking changes lack into plenty. You don't feel deprived or pushed anymore. Instead, you feel strong and able. Say something like, "I get to finish this project and show off my skills," instead of, "I have to finish this project." Say to yourself, "I get to move my body and strengthen it," instead of, "I have to work out." These small changes in words can change how you think, make you less stressed, and motivate you. Musashi knew that how we see things determines what is real. He couldn't change the outside circumstances, but he could change how he reacted. When you say, "I get to," you create an environment in your mind where there is plenty. Even everyday jobs become chances to learn, get better, and feel fulfilled. Step 4. Share something small, a compliment, an idea, a snack. When you think about scarcity, you tend to hold on to things like resources, information, and praise. To break free, you have to be kind even in small ways. Sharing makes you feel like you have enough and makes your link to the world stronger. This idea is shown in Musashi's life. He lived alone, but he shared his knowledge, strategies, and insights with everyone he met. Sharing was never about getting something in return. It was about making life better and learning to respect and use skills. You don't have to make big moves to work on this step. Say something nice about someone, share a good idea, or offer a small gift or snack. These things will help you remember that giving doesn't take away from your own resources. Being generous, on the other hand, leads to more chances, respect, and plenty. In order to see life as full, your brain needs to be trained to share more. You understand that resources, respect, and chances don't have limits. When shared, they grow. Musashi learned that the best way to use what he has is to not keep it for himself. You can also break free from lack by being generous every day. Sharing builds self-esteem, thanks, and strength. When you understand that giving does not mean losing, you start to live from a place of wealth instead of fear. Every little act of kindness improves this way of thinking, turning thinking about lack into a habit of having plenty. Step 5. Practice saying, "That's for them, this is for me." When things are scarce, people often get angry when other people win or get what they want. Thinking the phrase, "That's for them, this is for me," over and over can help you stop being envious and focus on what you can make for yourself. Musashi never wished his opponents had more skill or luck. He knew that their path was theirs and that his path was his. He worked hard on improving his own mind, body, and tactics, so there was no room for comparison. If you repeat this phrase, you won't have to compete with other people for limited resources. You agree that someone else's success doesn't make you less capable. Their chances are theirs, but yours are yours. This frees up mental energy that was being used to feel afraid, angry, or frustrated. Imagine that a friend or coworker gets promoted or meets a goal. Do not ask yourself, "Why not me?" Instead say, "That's for them, this is for me." Pay attention to what you can make and do. When you realize that life is full of plenty and that your path is unique, scarcity thought loses its power. This way of thinking also makes you more creative. After being free of envy and comparison, your mind is free to see your own chances and take action that matters. Musashi's wins were never about beating someone else. They were about making his own way better. You can do the same thing if you follow this technique. Step 6. Focus on creating value, not just taking it. Miyamoto Musashi's teachings emphasize the importance of a growth-oriented, abundant mindset. This mindset encourages individuals to focus on making others' lives better, leading to increased chances of success and abundance. Musashi's life exemplifies this concept, as he focused on improving his skills, deepening his understanding, and adding value to martial arts. He aimed to show others how to do it well, earn respect, and leave a lasting legacy. To adopt this mindset, one can ask themselves questions like, "How can I add value today?" This approach shifts the mindset from fear to strength by focusing on giving instead of getting. Making things valuable also helps individuals grow, learning new things, improving their understanding, and building trusting networks. Focusing on value connects individuals with people, opportunities, and experiences that keep making their lives better, unlike a scarcity mindset that makes them feel alone and limited. Musashi understood that getting good at something takes time and focused on improving his skill and understanding strategy. Investing in long-term benefits that grow over time allows for more learning and growth. Focusing on making something valuable means changing our thinking from one of lack to one of contribution, as we are working to make the world a better place without worrying about how much is available. Musashi's teachings emphasize that the only way to be truly strong and happy is to give, create, and improve the lives of others while mastering one's own path. Step 7. Thank what you have out loud to shift your focus. Being grateful is a powerful way to get rid of a scarcity mindset, which makes you think about what you don't have and causes stress, fear, and worry. Talking out loud about what you already have helps you believe that life is already taking care of you. As an unbeaten samurai, Miyamoto Musashi showed this by recognizing the worth in his body, skills, focus, and the lessons that could be learned from hardship. Mindful acknowledgement helped him sharpen his mind and get ready to fight decisively in every battle. Today, follow the same rule. Thank what you have out loud for a few minutes every day. Start with the most important things like your health, your mind, your relationships, and your ability to breathe deeply. You could add less clear blessings like experiences, lessons learned from mistakes, chances to grow, and the skills you are learning. Saying them out loud helps you stay focused on having enough and tells your brain that life already gives you what you need. Practicing thanks lowers stress, boosts resilience, and clears the mind. When you say, "thank you," out loud, your thoughts change from lack to plenty, from fear to chance. When you do this, your brain is ready to see resources, answers, and opportunities that were hidden by worry and limits before. Practicing thanks helps you focus on what you have instead of what you don't have, which makes your mind stronger, more focused, and more resilient. Every morning, say out loud 3 things you're thankful for and think about 3 times during the day that made you happy, even if they were small. This practice changes the way your mind works over time, getting rid of shortage thinking and giving you more confidence, clarity, and abundance in your life.